This segment brought to you by Sure Crop, liquid crop nutrition delivered right to your farm.
We're back. Now, Duane and Elmer Ronnebaum talk about the importance of maintaining a good foundation of rural water and how their association helps do that.
Duane James joining you once again here on Ag AM in Kansas, and a chance to catch up with Elmer Ronnebaum with the Kansas Rural Water Association. Elmer, tell us a little bit about the organization and what you do for folks across the state of Kansas.
Kansas Rural Water Association provides training and technical assistance for cities and rural water systems. We work with municipal water and wastewater utilities, providing many training sessions annually across the state, about 100 days of training, which is attended by roughly 6,000 operators of water and wastewater utilities.
I want to talk a little bit about an opportunity that you had recently to testify in Washington, D.C. about how critical it is for support, particularly for our rural communities in Kansas, to have access to the funds that help us keep our wastewater and water systems going.
Yes, I was asked by Senator Roberts, invited to the Senate Ag Committee to comment on the Farm Bill. One of the components of the Farm Bill is a loan and grant program, which has been managed by the USDA, Rural Development Agency, for more than 40 years. It's the program that actually built most of the rural water systems in the state. I went there because of the president's budget had proposed total elimination of that. That program provided funding for many communities in Kansas in the past year. Presently, the agency has 49 applications on file. The benefit of that program is that it allows a 40-year amortization, and without that longer period of amortization, many of the communities that are obtaining financing for water and or wastewater improvements would not be able to afford the rates if you compress that down to a 20-year amortization.
We think about why that's important. It's real dollars when it comes to the folks when they look at their water and wastewater bill that they get from the city.
At Strong City recently was part of a new public wholesale water system. Strong City made some improvements also. Had Strong City not received the grant benefits, and had they had to go to a 20-year amortization, the water rates in Strong City would have had to quadruple to nearly $25 per 1,000 gallons. It would have made 5,000 gallons of water cost $157, and that's simply not affordable.
We think about what your organization does, a lot of trainings and work with our particularly rural communities across the state of Kansas, and situations where they don't always have the most up-to-date equipment and such. You're there to help them out in that regard as well.
We have operators who have been with systems who are staff members. We have 18 staff members. They've dealt with all the sorts of regulatory issues and compliance with the regulations, but more so the hands-on stuff when it comes to a breakdown of a pump or a motor. We do excessive amount of water loss and leak detection for rural water systems and small communities. Many of the small communities have even part-time help, or they have one or two operators. And so they are not going to be able to maintain an inventory of all the parts. They'll give us a call. We send somebody out there immediately, and we will either find the help that they need, provide the help that they need, and if not, we'll go to a neighboring community, or we have parts and pieces in our repair trucks to help them get back into operation.
Our thanks to Elmer Ronnebaum with the Kansas Rural Water Association joining us here on Ag AM in Kansas. Jamie, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Duane. Come back after the break for this week's Angus Report.
I dug trees by hand for years and years and years. In the process, I wore out my rotating cuff. But when I learned about this process, I thought if there was a way to get rid of this pain, then I wanted to do it. So we did it, and it worked. I'm not going to go out and dig trees with a shovel anymore, but I can do the things that I want to do now.